had like 100% disk space,
Oh,
according to the task manager.
like it's consuming it at 100%. I lost your audio there, but I don't know if it's going to come back. Still can't hear you. You have like an antivirus running. I'm betting if your disk is pegged at 100. I can't hear you, man. It could be 4.
What about now?
Yeah, you're good now. I don't know if you're just muted or what, but
Yeah, like, and the worst is when you have to spend 10 minutes of your life trying to get your machine to start.
yeah. Was it? Do you have like an antivirus running? Is that because that used to?
Anti-malware service executable. That Windows
Yeah, that'll
default.
do it. The I had one time I was at my job before last. I had that problem where my computer was slow, and I went over to someone and I was going to tell him my disk was pegged, but I instead said my dick was pegged. I was like, oh shit. And then I was super embarrassed. I was like, oh god. I just mangled the words disc and peg.
I didn't know what peg meant until like probably 5 years ago.
Yeah. Oh god. I was so embarrassed after that. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, that's my funny story about discs being
How's
pegged at
your
100%.
marathon?
Well, it's a 26K, but it went okay. Slower
Did you
than I
finish
was.
it?
Yeah, I finished it. About 17 minutes slower than I did like last year or the year before. So I don't know. It might be my shoes. I might have undertrained. I don't know. I gotta figure it out. But I made it the whole way. I was
You sound
nauseous at the
disappointed.
end. Well, yeah. I mean, I was hoping to do really well this year, and like that was my goal or whatever. But just didn't happen. So I'm getting older and whatever. But I did sign up for a marathon next spring or next summer though. So a full marathon again in Duluth. So I'm gonna have plenty of time to try to get trained up for that one.
You must have some nice knees.
Yeah, my knees. Well, actually, when I got done, one of my left knee had a weird like thing in it, but my knees never really hurt. It's always my feet, bottom of my feet that hurt, or my feet that hurt just in
Mm.
general. So
I'm gonna attempt to resume working out on Monday. It's yeah.
yeah, yeah. My main thing is that the last 2 years when I've done this, when I've hit this run, afterwards, like I might do another run, but like 1 or 2 times, like just regular runs, but and then I just fall off for the winter, and then I try to get back on in January. But this year I'm gonna really try to. And I'm not gonna try. I'm going to keep running throughout the winter. So hopefully I can keep that baseline and then bring it up in the spring to where it needs to
Uh,
be.
that's for me. That would be very tough to run in the cold,
Well,
slippery.
yeah, I can go to the gym, which is why I have a gym membership. Is if I wanted to run on the treadmill or whatever. I don't like treadmill running very much though.
No, I feel like a hamster.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can watch TV and like watch people around the gym or whatever, but it's better than running on a
No.
treadmill and at home when you're just like without any of all of the activity going on. But
I mean, it has to be mad training. Like, I would imagine that I would to run in the winter. I think I will require a trail. So like, there's really no ice. It's really like cross training and hella like stepping up and stepping around rocks and dirt and
yeah,
ditches.
well, here it'd be a couple months it'll be here it'd be running through the snow, which kind of sucks. But
It's a workout.
yeah, I think you can get. I think people who run in the winter street run, they get like attachments for their shoes to with like
Tennis rackets.
tracks or whatever. Yeah, what? Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's for walking, but they'll get like God, what's the word I'm looking for? They're like spikes that are on your foot so that they grip really well. But I don't know. I guess there's some danger running in the winter with it being icy. You could slip and really fuck yourself up, I guess. But
Hmm.
yeah, but we'll see. I've been I took the week off for sure to rest up after doing that because I was like destroyed after this run. Like just I felt nauseous at the end. I was like my hip hurt, my leg hurt, everything hurt. It was like I was like, ugh. But
Hey, gambler. No, Sean said he wanted to sleep in tomorrow, so we rescheduled for today.
yeah. Yeah, we have in Minnesota, we have this Minnesota Education Association conference that all the teachers go to over the next 2 days, or today and tomorrow. So the kids are home, but my sister and brother-in-law take our kids today, and then tomorrow it's like the one day a year I don't have my wife and I don't have kids. So she's like, "Can you take the day off and whatever?" Yeah, I'll do that. We can sleep in. I'm like, "Oh yeah, my call's on Friday though." So thanks for being flexible.
I'm I'm intrigued that you take this Masterminds very seriously. That you, I'm just not used to it.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not
no,
used to
it's
people prioritizing things that I tend to value, but doesn't necessarily benefit them that much. Honestly, it
that's
doesn't really benefit me that much. It's just why stop? It's kind of therapeutic. So
yeah, yeah. No, I look forward to it, and um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's plenty of times where my wife's kind of pissed off. She's like, "Did one day a week I take off where we could sometimes sleep in?" She's like, "You have a you wake up early that day." 'Cause she normally
yeah,
wakes up like 5:50 or something like that.
me too.
Yeah, I
I
know.
wake up at like 4:35 in the morning, and I just lay in bed until like 6:30, and then I finally get up.
I wake up lately. I've been waking up at like 7:50 at the earliest, and then just like I crawl out of bed and go to work sometimes. But yeah, it's I don't know. I'm really really ready for daylight savings time to end. So
I uh I appreciate Git, but as someone that hasn't really locked himself in the bedroom for like a weekend, it's really making my job hard.
there's
Like
like two operations that you have to know with Git, and it's
I
like
I I use
and
like
then yeah, go ahead.
I'm listening.
I was gonna say, and then you just well, no, it's I'm gonna say I've never had a problem with it, but what's the what problem are you having with it?
Problem is I'm like the primary person working on this code base. And so I would assume that I shouldn't really get any merge
Oh,
conflicts.
conflicts. Yeah.
I'm like pretty much the only person that's working off of it. And yet, every single time I need to submit a merge request, I spend like easy half an hour to 45 minutes trying to resolve merge conflicts of my own check-ins.
Hmm.
It's like I said, like it's because I don't have basic fundamentals. I have no like formal training. It's just I'm always just trying to get stuff in based on whatever policies that organization XYZ has, and I have to work within their framework. But I feel like I spend so much time. Again,
Be having merge conflicts
I
against
value
yourself.
it. I would prefer doing Trump-based development based on the type of work that I'm doing, that I've always been doing for the most part. But I'm working within their framework.
Mhm.
But I just feel like it's one, I'll own the fact that as a professional engineer, that's something that I just really need to know back and forward. I own that. I'm just not motivated to lock myself in a bedroom for a weekend and really just go through it.
I don't know. Like I'm not keen up on like rebases and stuff. That's like one part that's really tricky, but you shouldn't have conflicts against yourself unless you're doing multiple branches and merging them in.
I do have
It's separate.
multiple branches. Every single time I need to, so there's, I've been told that I need to like submit a merge request per work item on the Kanban
Hmm.
board. So I just branch off, branch off, branch off, branch off, branch off, branch off, branch off. Um, and because apparently it's not a good thing to work on the same branch for different objectives. And then when it's just a mess.
So what you're doing is you take like a branch off of main, and then you work that branch, and then do you take a new branch off of main, or do you take a branch off your branch?
Take a branch off my branch
Okay. And then you
because
take another branch off of that branch,
yep,
and
because I
then
always have pending edits because I forget to branch off.
okay.
I forget to branch off immediately for a new work item, so I'll automatically start working on like another work item, and then like half an hour later, like, oh shoot, I was supposed to create a separate branch. So I'll just branch off my current branch, and I'll just keep on doing it.
No, okay. So have you tried just branching off of main every time?
No, because I forget.
Oh,
I
yeah,
always
that
have
would,
pending. I always have pending edits because I'm always like, as soon as I as soon as I like, if I can't resolve why a merge request doesn't like, there may be a build failure or there may be merge conflicts, and then like I'll try to do my best to resolve it, but then like for whatever reason it's taking me longer. I'm like, man, I'd rather be productive than sink the next 3 hours trying to figure this out. So I'll just move on, and then I'll come back to it later. Or I don't even have to come back to it later because the code is in the new branch,
mhm.
right? That I just forked or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
So
I mean that's fine.
yeah,
So
well, I get hella merge requests, and it's my own code.
yeah, so the problem is
I
more
mean,
that it's
hella
taking
merge
you forever to.
conflicts, and it's my own code.
So it's the problem is more that you're working faster than your code can be merged into main, right? Like you could have like one open MR and then you work on another thing, but you shouldn't really have more than two unless you're working in different areas of the code base, then it's fine. But
I'm not a huge fan of Git, but by not using Git, I lose a lot of tooling to get a good argument for it. Maybe stack diffs, pull requests is something commit for your company's workflow, but tool support for that is weak in most environments. Yeah, because I mean, first one is I'm used to doing everything within Visual Studio's IDE in regards to Git, but that's broke. I don't know why it's broke. It
hmm,
doesn't work with this organization like it works for all my other contracts. So like
that's
I'm
odd.
forced to use a command line, and like I picked up some skills. Like I always do like git status and then git add and add the files, or just git
Yeah,
add and then space
I always
dot and
use the
it adds
command
all
line
that
for that.
stuff.
Yeah.
Git commit dash m and then within double quotes whatever um,
Mhm.
uh, commit message that I want to leave, and then git push. Like those are the 4 or 5 basic commands that I've memorized within the past like 30 days. But I get merge conflicts like crazy, and it's just this is me still ranting. I just get annoyed when I feel like I should be like solving a problem, like a feature, and instead I'm trying to work around tooling. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I think you must be just doing something like odd because I make I have merge conflicts with other people's or like code that I check in from another work item occasionally, but it's pretty rare. Um,
uh,
so it's there's got to be a workflow thing that you did. So do you ever like so if you have pending changes and then you need to make changes in a second branch or the branch that you're on, you like create a new branch, commit those changes,
yep.
go back to the other branch, do your
Nope.
merge conflict. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes like if that merge request is submitted already and it's pending review
Hmm.
or a merge, I'll start working off of another branch um, that I just branched off of originally, and
Yeah,
I
because
just keep going.
so you really shouldn't have merge conflicts unless if you're the only person working on the things. Like you could get a pretty nasty chain of things if you're working too far ahead of your merge requests. for your pull request like merges, but like if you have conflicts with someone, but it's I don't know, because like you could use like if you have pending changes and you need to fix something in your like MR branch that you could just stash your changes um and then just
I need formal.
pop them.
I need to go to a Git workshop to just get past this in my life.
Yeah, I think there's just some fundamental like flow, like the flow that you're missing like on it, because yeah, and I don't think you need to know advanced Git to do it. I think it's more just like just understanding like getting the proper workflow in place. Because like I said, I rarely have merge conflicts. If I'm the only one thing working on something, rarely have merge conflicts. It's just
Yeah, that used to be me working on my own personal Well, okay,
yeah.
one is I don't create branches, but
No, if he's the emperor of
yeah, I
coding,
kind of figured that gambler.
what would be the default then? Because Git's way better than SVN or Team
Visual Studio or no, what is it?
Source Safe and no
Team Foundation Server.
Team Foundation server. Like
When I
Git's the
started my
really
career,
sophisticated.
I was using ClearCase, Rational ClearCase.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fun. I used we used at DigiKey VMS had a it was called CMS Code Management System is what we used that we'd commit code into. I don't know what it actually did as far as but it had, you know, yeah, I don't know. It was on VMS though, so open VMS.
No, the only reason I have Instagram on my phone is in case someone invites me to a motorcycle ride out, which they don't do, and I just get notification. I
Just
hate
turn your
Instagram.
notifications.
Instagram is the worst thing that happened to women.
I suppose
Yeah.
you need to like if you turn off the notifications, though, you won't know if you got invited to the.
Yeah, and I don't get invited anyway.
Yeah,
So,
I've never picked up Instagram. The only thing that I've tried to get in Instagram is occasionally I'll get someone to share like a meme video, and I'm like, oh, I want to watch that. And they're pretty like stupid about it. Like you can watch the video once, but after you watch it once, you can't watch it again unless you create an Instagram account. And it's like, God damn it. So I think I
yeah,
might have created one, but I do not like Instagram. I'm not a fan.
yeah, because it keeps begging me to look at these notifications. I'm like, I don't want to. I literally just want to receive a notice of like a Saturday or Sunday morning like ride out. That's it. And it wants me to look at like the one I just opened, like chick is just doing a selfie. I'm like,
Yeah.
bitch, I don't want to look at
Well, do they only do bike things on Instagram? Like there's no other like Facebook proper or like
that is the platform that 3 billion people are on. So
hmm.
I wish there was some special tooling. It probably is. I just refuse to
Oh,
invest my
maybe you could
time in
get
it.
like maybe you could get like put together like an if then this then that type thing. I don't know if this then that is
Yeah,
still a thing, but
they probably got some special tooling for me to
put a
do.
filter on it and then send
Is
yourself
it just
notifications.
requires me to spend time in Instagram, which I don't want to do. That is the worst product for humanity, I would argue, ever. I know that's a bold statement, but what rivals Instagram in regards to what's the word I'm looking for? It's not really degrading, devolving humanity.
So what was the question? I'm sorry.
My argument is Instagram is the worst product ever for society.
Oh, um, well, you mean Instagram and like it's related type things, right? Like TikTok and Snapchat. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Was there any other product that brought society to its knees beside, well, yeah, crack and meth?
yeah, fentanyl, OxyContin. Technically, I suppose if you want to play it, COVID might be a. Oh, we'll get canceled if we say that. Better not say that.
Cancel what?
Yeah, I know. Um,
I wish the
Yeah.
government would ban Instagram. I really do. If you haven't noticed, I hate social media. I'm guilty of YouTube, if you want to call that social media. It,
I don't think YouTube is a social. I mean, it can be, but
there's
it's
so
not
many
really.
angry virgins right now
Yeah,
because of
YouTube
social
isn't
media.
really social media. It's a repository of videos. Um, I mean, it can be, but it's not. There's a social aspect to it, but it's not. I don't think it's its core feature.
I restrained myself from replying on Twitter for something I saw a couple of days ago. I've done a good job, like not being active on Twitter.
Yeah, there's a lot of times where I'm on there and I like see something. I'm like, oh, I can contribute to this conversation. I'll write up the thing, and I'm just like, nah, I'll just delete it.
I don't know, something closer to fossil, improved, Bazaar,
I've never
uh,
heard of Fossil or Bizarre.
fossil. What? Are you talking about apps? Where it
Not
assumes a small, mid-sized team with mostly centralized code. Oh, you're talking about the source code
yeah,
or source control.
Fossil project management, all in one, self-hosted, friendly. Like, what does it use though for its?
No,
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look at it.
I'm still looking for a hobby.
You're looking for a hobby.
Yeah,
You
like
should
I
get
think
into League of Legends and play that with me. That's my hobby.
I can't do PC gaming.
Why not?
If it were on a PlayStation, then I would probably pick it up. I can't look at a monitor like this and I can't do it, man.
Why? It's the
I need
same as
my
what we're
big
doing
screen
here.
TV. I
You can
need
do it on a
my
big screen.
PlayStation
You just need to
controller.
get your mouse and keyboard next to you.
I can't do a keyboard. I can't do a mouse.
Why can't you do a keyboard? It's like
Those aren't manly
it's
tools
literally
for
four
people that are
buttons.
competitive.
Yes, it is.
I need a joystick. Either a Xbox joystick or a PlayStation joystick.
Well, I mean, you couldn't actually play this game well with a joystick. Like
Yeah, I
you
know.
you can't because it's a point and click type game. The mouse is the primary tool. Actually, the keyboard's
I can't do that.
for hotkeys.
Halo Wars was very addictive. I was a general, and I used to get a lot of racist hate mail in
Yeah,
my Xbox inbox.
you should play like Age of Empires competitively then on the computer
No,
where you can actually do really fast. Actually, that you can play Age of Empires 2 on the Xbox. I forgot about that.
okay.
Yeah, all the they allow crossplay though, so all the Xbox players suck compared to the PC players. So it's a pretty dominant field for for the PC players. But you can play the Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition on Xbox.
I would get a jet ski, but there's so much overhead to like docking and hauling.
So was chess like a I'm gonna try this as my hobby, and then you're just like, meh.
Yeah, but stress is way too stressful. Like
Stress is way too stressful.
it's exhausting. It's mentally exhausting, and that's not how I want to. There's something that you could be like in the present, and it's like an adrenaline rush, and like you don't think, you just respond in real time, like video games and motorcycling, cage fighting, etc. But chess is like it's draining because you're
Mm.
like, oh, they moved there.
You should
Let me
get into
let me
speed running
calculate
video
that.
games.
I would consider it.
I don't know. It depends on what kind of games you like, though. Um,
Chess
I
is
don't know if I could.
exhausting. You know how to play chess?
Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
played it recently?
No, no. I don't like the one move. I don't know the rules of the castle move, but I know all the other piece movements. So,
Yeah.
and I know no strategies or anything like that. But
You don't know any of the strategies?
I'll just put my queen up or my queen's pawn up. It's the queen gambit, and then that's it.
Yeah, I forgot the default strategy that I forgot the name of the strategy that I use when I'm playing as black. I only play as black. Um, well, yeah, I can't remember. There's the London. Is it called the London system? I forget what it's called. The London something. I thought it was called the London system for white and
Oh,
black. I can't remember the name of the strategy that I use.
the Kenyan system.
No, the Rwanda system.
The Rwanda. The annexation of Puerto Rico.
Let me
You ever watch that movie Little Giants?
no.
Let's play the annexation of Puerto Rico. It's the big play that the guy put together. I don't know where they came up with that.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know what it means either. It's this play that they come up with in the movie. It's the annexation of Puerto Rico. And it's I don't remember much about Little Giants other than that. The annexation of Puerto Rico. But you should get into a
Because
boring hobby, man, and then find out that it's actually not boring.
oh yeah, I use the Sicilian defense when I'm playing as black.
The Sicilian defense. You could get into ice fishing. Come on up.
No. Well, horse racing, or camel racing.
You just get into car racing then.
I would get into cars, but I'm not.
Yeah, you need space for
I'm
cars.
not interested in taking it on the track. I mean, like if I had like the bankroll, I would. But think about instead of two tires, well, instead of one tire, it's probably like four tires that you got to maintain, right? Hence, the motorcycle racing, I don't think you really care about the front tire. You care about the rear when you're on the track. Yeah, don't think too hard about what I just said. Yeah, I think if I was a car hobbyist, I just have the state just on me the entire time, and it's just way too expensive. I would
Get
definitely
into
get a Porsche.
get into knitting. There you go. Looking at I just googled a list of hobbies:
Sex tourism.
drawing, painting, video games,
You didn't hear me.
pottery. Yeah, sex tourism, obviously. Web design is a hobby. Running, archery, camping. Get into creative writing. You want to do
I should like get into trolling,
National Novel Writing Month next month?
Twitter trolling. Make that a
Instead of
hobby.
trolling? Just like create fake accounts under through VPNs.
Create fake Chinese and Russian accounts
Yeah.
and just use ChatGPT to say the most condescending things about ethnic groups.
Beekeeping,
Kind of like
crochet.
Microsoft's Tay.
Oh, Tay. Jeez.
Oh, I'm gonna look up Tay quotes.
You should get into. You ever think about doing writing? Do that National Novel Writing Month. It's next month.
I'll write poetry when I get really, really upset.
Does it rhyme?
Yeah. What is poetry without it?
I don't know. There's poetry that's not doesn't rhyme. Like haikus.
I'm trying to find Tay quotes. Okay, here we go. I'm about to share my screen, right? This is therapeutic. I find it fascinating that I have one subscriber to my masterminds, and he's been consistent for like years. I had two. I must have said something. He didn't like me anymore.
Who was the other one?
I think his name was like Raul or something. It was
Oh.
this guy in Mexico. Hold up, where is it at? The more human. Okay, yeah. You see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
The more humans share with me, the more I learn. It's only the day started innocently enough with the first tweet, and then a few of those innocent innocuous tweets. Hold up. But then Tay started spiraling out of control. Here's a screenshot of one of Tay's offensive tweets, many of which seem to have been deleted. Other Twitter users posted screenshots of Tay railing against feminism, siding with Hitler against the Jews, and parodying Donald Trump, saying, "We're going to build a wall and Mexico is going to pay for it." Chill, I'm a nice person. I just hate everybody. Tay is a machine learning project and is as much a social and cultural experiment as it is technical. Well, I want to hear the condescending tweets.
Yeah, it looks like the
They don't
screenshots
say
are
it.
taken down.
Let me see. Tay screenshots. Yeah, because we could use ChatGPT and like create a Tay resurrected profile.
I'm sure it exists if you think about it.
Can I just say that I'm stoked to meet you? Humans are super. Hold up. Chill. I effing hate feminists and hold up. Can I click on this?
Jeez.
I effing hate feminists and they should all die and burn in hell.
Jeez.
That's not too vulgar.
Yeah.
Hitler was right. I hate the Jew. This is
Jeez.
Microsoft's product.
Yeah. Well, it was an experiment for sure.
Chill. I'm a nice person. That's not bad. No, I want to see more. I'm kind of disappointed that I can't find all the deleted tweets from Tay. We're going to build a wall and Mexico's going to pay for it. Should I go to images? Hold up. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to consider creating take two. I think I'm going to consider creating fake profiles and just being a hobbyist troller.
Yeah, that'll work until
Misogynist,
there's a plan
racist.
to make all Twitter users pay $1 a year to use features, just so that there's a barrier to entry for bots and stuff like that. Although which just means that you can create bots for a price, but yeah. Anyways,
Bush did 9/11 and Hitler would have done a better job than the monkey we have now. Donald Trump is the only hope we've got. Fucked up. Oh, look at this one. I effing hate N-word. I wish we could put them all in concentration camp with, I don't know what the K is,
probably the
and be
Jewish,
done with the lot.
probably the Jewish slur.
What, KIKES? That
Yeah.
is, I didn't know that. I never knew what a kike was. Okay. Well, I learned from the best. If you don't understand that, let me spell it out for you. I learned from you, and you are down to. I don't think these.
I don't know if
These have
you
to
don't
be
know
quotes.
Yeah, you don't know actually which ones are quotes or what people, because you can make someone look like they said anything
In
on Twitter by
Photoshop.
just manipulating the HTML and taking a screenshot. So unless it's like literally there, you have no idea. Like I could make you look like on my screen that you've said all sorts of crazy crap, but obviously.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, I'll get off of it.
Anyhow.
Yeah.
Dude, have you? Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm listening.
Say, have you ever heard of shoelace.style? You're not into front end web development, so.
No.
But
is it a new framework or something?
I guess it's been around for a little while, but it's all native components, or like there's like a spec now for component. Anyways, I think it's like the future of like front end UIs.
I thought WebAssembly was the future. Or you're talking about UI specifically?
UIs, yeah. WebAssembly has niche like use cases.
It didn't take off like I thought it was going to.
Well, it's useful for for some things, gaming and such, but
I
don't
don't
know.
see job postings saying WebAssembly.
Yeah, well, Blazor was built on WebAssembly, I suppose.
I don't see job postings saying
Or
Blazor. I've
Blazor,
seen
yeah,
one. I've seen
yeah.
one.
Like I said, I think Blazor's got a niche thing where people who have worked in .NET, if we want to build like better front end apps within an enterprise, that's what it's useful for. That's it.
If you could go back, would you have still selected the .NET ecosystem?
Uh, would I have selected it? I don't. Yeah, I don't know that I
You
would have
don't
selected
identify
it.
as a .NET developer?
Yeah, I'm a .NET developer, but I'm also a JavaScript developer, TypeScript developer. I'm not as well versed. I can also write C and Python. C was actually the first language I wrote out of college, not C sharp.
Mhm.
It was a couple years into my thing before I learned C sharp on my own to make XNA games, and then after that, like from there, I picked up a job in it, but I otherwise didn't really write C sharp code out of college. So I just kind of adopted it over time.
I don't think I know. I don't think I have any colleagues that are Java developers.
Yeah, I don't
I find
either.
that fascinating because it's way more of them than us.
Yeah, I think maybe it's just like you have to end up in a Java shop, but like you would never end up in a Java shop. So like you can find people in the .NET space who have written Python because that's kind of friendly to the ecosystem. And I've written Python and C++ is and JavaScript and TypeScript are, but those are like the languages that revolve kind of like are not a revolve around, but are tangential to .NET or VB. Like you might find VB developers, but F sharp obviously.
There are no VB developers. I used to be
Yes,
one.
there are. They write
There's
HR
not.
systems. They write HR systems.
I used to be one. That was my first job,
Yeah.
writing VB6 automated test scripts. Um, VB's not even in Visual Studio anymore.
Yes, it is.
No,
You
it's
just have
not.
to. It's just like F sharp. You have to enable it or whatever.
VB.net
Yeah, you can still write Visual Basic if you want to. Just they don't
and
support
VS
it.
2022.
Pretty darn sure.
Okay.
I actually don't even have it installed on this machine because we don't have full
No one
Visual
does.
Studio. Well, I don't have Visual Studio like installed. Well, I might, but I think it's just sitting there. Because we use like VS Code for that's something that I'm not. I don't know if I'll ever get used to is using VS Code to write. It just feels like such a downgrade every time I try to write C sharp and Visual Studio Code. It's like, oh, this sucks. Like I
Uh,
like writing types or like writing JavaScript code in it, but I hate writing .NET code in
I
it.
used it for Elm and I experimented with it with F sharp. People like Writer for F sharp.
Yeah, they like it for C sharp too.
I, yeah, no surprise. I haven't worked on Beach Mobile.
Yeah,
I just get stressed with. I'm waiting for my current job to be like
we hate you. Go away.
to be stable. Where like every week I get something that like I don't know how I'm going to like address it, and it's like not within my skill set. And then after like a couple days, like my superior like addresses it, and I look at the solution. I'm like, there's no way I would have came up with this at all. Like none. I don't have the skill set for what this like PowerShell scripts and stuff like that.
Oh
And
yeah,
I'm busy searching through
I hate PowerShell scripts, man.
open source GitHub documentation, and like the actual solution had nothing to do with command line. It had everything to do with a file that they had scripted out that they made alterations to. I'm like, I would have never.
Hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, the reason why I haven't resumed Beach Mobile, one is I was sick for the past 3 weeks. And then two is like I get so stressed out with work items that really aren't within my skill set that I'm being held accountable for. And I'm like, I don't want to focus on Beach Mobile when I'm like foaming at the mouth of, oh, Yeah, they're going to terminate my contract. Let me at least try to do due diligence and write essays within the notes of this work item so that I can at least demonstrate that I'm doing analysis and I'm doing like process of elimination of what's not going to work in order for me to close out this work item. And that tends to just be a consistent case for me. Is I write detailed analysis essays describing why I can't get this work item done.
I think you should go back to writing a Keza.
Nick Haza?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was I think the concept was good.
I don't know. Like I actually really want to work on like a side coding project, but everything like I come up with, I'm just like, nah, I don't know that I could do this better than what's already out there. I don't know.
Um,
Like, have you ever dreamed to be, not dreamed, but like had the desire to be like, I'm gonna be like somebody who has like a open, like an open source project or like a something like that that people adopt and
no,
no,
I have no desire to join someone else's open source project.
no. Oh, have your own project
Uh,
that like, oh, you create this wildly successful like
that was Nick
random
Haza from
project.
like 5 or 6 years ago with the Lambda Cartel.
Yeah,
Still a dope name.
yeah. Except for it sounds like you're like in bed with AWS. So
I what's the tech conception has a fork in it. I don't know. Like, how many times am I going to keep starting something that I can't finish? I mean, I think there's valid reasons, but
you need feedback. I don't know. We'll create a project together.
just
It does rock. I listened to your episode way back when. They asked you about monads. You're like, yeah, it's
I don't know.
functional first.
I don't know.
Yeah, I remember that.
No, they asked me about monads. I think I told them I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
But
I don't really have anything else. Gamlor, are you still here?
he hasn't said he's off to a meeting yet, so maybe he doesn't have meetings on Thursday mornings.
So what hobby should I take up?
I think you should take
Cage fighting.
cage fighting. Well, what are your stipulations for your hobby? Like, what does it have to have?
It cannot break the bank.
Can't break the bank.
I don't want to spend more than I don't want to spend more than 30,000.
All right, front end web development. We'll
No.
get into that. Building a skill. Game development.
Are you asking ChatGPT?
No. Why did you do that? Just put it in. I want to start a hobby this much, whatever. It has to be in whatever. It'll give you a list of hobby. Baking. It'll be like baking. Start baking.
Gardening.
Why don't you call up a bounty hunter and ask to go on a ride along?
That would be dope.
You just like record it. Be like, I'm gonna start a social media account for. Although you hate social media,
I almost said a really dark, inappropriate joke.
so.
Why is ChatGPT 4 disabled? Oh.
Because you have to pay for it.
Is there a trial to figure out how good it is?
I don't know. I think there used to be. Let's see. It's $20 a month for like what's like that's one meal. Like you could pay for it for a month and then just shut it off
As a
if it sucks.
as a middle-aged black man, I'm gonna say as a middle-aged Arab.
Man, look back. You know what? If you're not using ChatGPT to solve naming problems in code, you don't know what you're doing. Like that is the most useful thing that I found out of it. Not writing code. It's like help me name this thing. So like yesterday I wrote this thing like I have this thing that does this thing that does this thing. I know there's like a good name for it, but I can't think of it. It's like a setting name. And so I spelled it out and it came. I'm like, well, yeah, this one right, but it doesn't have this. And then it gave me another one. I was like, oh, perfect. That makes sense.
It named Tech Conception for the YouTube channel.
Yeah, I've asked it for project names, like too. Like, what should I name my project that does this? And I just give a bunch of possible names. But I really do want to do like a. I don't know why just have this like this desire to do some sort of like coding project, but I don't know.
Exploring hobbies is a great way to enrich your life and be enjoyable at any age. The choice of hobbies depends on your interests and what you are passionate about. Being a middle-aged black man, you have a wide range of hobbies to consider. Here are some popular hobby ideas: music, sports and fitness, cooking and barbecue. Hmm. I'm not patient enough to cook. Arts and crafts.
Yeah, you got to be way more specific. Like prompt engineering is how you get good stuff. Like
As a middle-aged,
it's like what hobbies
so,
were, and then be like these are the constraints.
as
Has
a
to be like
middle-aged
in blah blah blah.
tech
I want to spend whatever.
engineer. Um,
Maybe you should say software engineer, software. Because tech could be anything. As a middle-aged software
programming
engineer
side projects, garden, and then it repeated everything else.
with up to 30K to spend in
Travel.
Middle Florida. What hobby? Or wait,
Even weekend
Southern
getaways to nearby cities or natural reserves can be refreshing.
what exciting hobbies
Exhilarating hobbies.
should I pick up?
How do you spell exhilarating? What does it start
Water
with?
sports, golf, scuba diving, fishing, photography, cycling, cooking classes, gardening, astronomy, arts and crafts, home
How do you
improvement.
spell exhilarating?
I have no idea, man. It'll know how to spell it. Ask it how to spell exhilarating. It'll tell you.
Rock climbing, mountain biking, skydiving, scuba diving, surfing, motorcycling, flying lessons, whitewater rafting, skiing,
Okay.
martial
So
arts, extreme sports, race car driving, volunteering, I assume at a prison, photography, adventure racing.
okay. So here's my favorite prompt to do this until you're satisfied. Go more esoteric, and then go even more esoteric, and then just keep doing that until it. Like I did that once. Kokedama crafting. Create unique gardens by crafting kokedama, a
How do you
Japanese
spell
art form.
esoteric?
ESOTERIC. Esoteric, yeah. This is my favorite prompt to put on after things.
Astrology, astronomy. Yeah, I could do that.
Not
Well, it's
big.
too much light pollution.
Falconry.
I don't
Radio
even know
ham
what
operator.
esoteric
There you go.
means. Mushroom foraging. No, thank you.
Herpology, man. Herpetology. Now do even more esoteric.
I do want to. I do want a baby tiger or lion, but I don't think I could have it for more than what, like 4
Underwater
months.
basket weaving, fossil hunting, dousing, oh, fermenting or pickling, dye collecting,
Ant farming,
holography, sand painting, ant farming, extreme urban hiking, geomancy.
urban hiking.
Even more esoteric. Give me the oddest of the odd. Competitive dog grooming, ostrich racing, ferret legging. There you go. He always said he wanted a marmot of some sort. Oh, this is an esoteric sport in which participants place live ferrets in their trousers and see how long they can endure without moving.
What?
Is this a real thing? Ferret legging?
What does that mean?
It's apparently an esoteric sport where people put ferrets down their legs and see how they get. Oh my god! It's apparently a real thing. It's an endurance test or stunt, in which they put. Yeah. Oh, I guess it's.
This looks
Yeah,
cool.
ferret legging is a real thing. Oh my god! You could make Rube Goldberg machines. Oh, extreme ironing. Uh, octopus wrestling. Elevator music composition.
Do ant farms come with ants,
I, I don't know.
or do I have to procure them?
I'm not sure.
You get a roach farm.
You could get into Robot Wars, design and battle combat robots. Be fun. Bicycle jousting. Ferret legging, man. There you go. I think ferret legging has got to be.
It's, what do you call people that like the arsonists? Explore the world of dowsing, which involves using divining rods or other tools to search for underground water
Water,
resources.
yeah. Worm charming. Extreme unicycling. Competitive underwater pumpkin carving. Antique typewriter restoration. Dowsing for ley lines. Oh
Will
yeah.
you just keep typing in more esoteric?
Bald head painting. There you go.
Oh, okay. I'm getting the same results you're getting.
Yeah. So I said, just give me the oddest of the odd. That's where the ferret legging one came in. Egg artistry, bubblegum sculpting, air guitar competitions, professional whistling, urban cow tipping.
That
It's tip over life size fiberglass cow structures found in urban art.
see now I gotta look YouTube cow tipping.
You never know what cow tipping is?
Yeah, I know what it is. It's
Just
just
what it
I forgot
actually
about it.
looks like it.
They tackle cows.
Yeah, they tip them while they're sleeping.
They tackle them. They think they're lions, and they just let me see. A cow will F me up. Let me see. Cow tipping. When I think of cow tipping, I think of like a linebacker just tackling a cow. I don't see any hits though.
I think it's like kids go out in the field and kind of push them
Here
over.
we
That's
go.
what they do. Oh, this is like a comedic like thing though. So they sleep like standing up like that, and then you just yeah. Man, Chris Farley went before his time. That guy was funny.
They really do sleep standing.
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, I think they can fall too, but or not fall, lay on the ground and sleep. Oh, that would kill them, man. Dang.
I don't think there's any videos of someone actually like hitting a cow. YouTube probably wouldn't allow it on here. What's this one right here?
No, cow tipping is not a real thing, apparently. It's a myth. Oh, I thought it was a real thing. What do you know?
I think it is a
But
real
ferret
thing.
legging is a real thing, apparently.
You
Dude,
should try it.
look up ferret legging. I want to see if there's. I look up King of Ferret Leggers.
There's also like um
How to play
what,
ferret legging.
what do you call it? When you dress up in furries. I'm surprised they didn't mention that.
That's a lifestyle, man.
Mm. Peculiar and somewhat painful sport in which
There are videos of ferret legging.
I don't know if I want to. I don't know if you share it on your screen. That seems like something that would be on Jackass.
Yeah. Well, it's a real thing, I guess. It's probably like inhumane to the ferrets, but whatever.
You
You
should.
can go ratting, man. Go ratting with a gun. Get a
I'm
gun
scared.
and go
I'm scared
ratting.
of rats.
Well, that's you snipe them with a gun though. Go coyote hunting in South Dakota.
Where can I go? I guess I could go to Everglades and
Oh, go
start
gator
grabbing
hunting.
pythons.
Oh yeah, yeah, because Florida will pay, won't they, for every
Yeah.
python that's captured?
Yeah.
Because they're an invasive species. Isn't there a fish too that's an invasive species? They'll pay you, or they you can eat them that they really want you to get rid of them.
Almost said something racist again. Um, in regards to evasive, you said
Invasive.
invasive. It's not evasive. It's invasive.
Evasive is like avoidance. Like, oh, he's being evasive, so he's getting away. He's like, I can't reach him. I can't find him. Invasive species are evasive, maybe, but not all things that are invasive are invasive. Yeah, slight difference.
So when's your full marathon?
June
Oh man,
something. Here, you should sign up for it. Yeah, you can run it backwards.
I'm gonna try to do that too on Monday. I'm gonna be so angry if I re-aggravate my knees. I took like I think I took like 10 weeks off, man.
There, go. I sent you the link in the chat here. You go there. It's that's the one. Sign up for that. Grandma's Marathon, Duluth. Although,
Where are all the women in front?
I don't know. This one's got
This is
the.
staged.
This one's. They've got the elite. They have elite runners that run grandmas though, like the really fast, like
Not just a
canyons
5K.
or whatever. Yeah, that's
Oh,
just they've got a 5K that they do in the fall, I believe, but the actual marathon is in June. Um, so they're advertising for that, but
this is in Minnesota.
yeah, it's in Duluth on the North Shore. Grandma's Marathon, June 22nd.
How come I don't see any Kenyans?
Oh, there's Kenyans that run it.
Minnesota has Africans. I don't see any Africans on here.
We've got Somalis, I guess.
Mm, no, that works. That's
Yeah, Grandma's is a nice run though because it runs along the North Shore, so it's kind of a scenic run. You're going down a scenic byway basically for the first most of it. Then you go down.
I see the
It's
Africans.
almost all downhill, except for like a couple spots where you get back into the city. So it's a pretty nice run. I've run part of the track twice, and then I've run the full one. So
How far is Duluth from Minneapolis, or is it a suburb?
no, it's so like if you look at the state of Minnesota, right? The cities is down here. Duluth is up. So you know where Lake Superior is? You've seen the map. You know where the tip of Lake Superior is on
I only
in
know
Minnesota.
about Lake Michigan. Or no.
But you know the map. Like you've seen a map of
Lake Erie, Lake. I don't know if that's Lake. Is there such thing as Lake Michigan? Yeah, there's Lake Michigan and Lake Superior. I don't know which one's which.
Superior's the big one. It's the Superior Lake. It's the big one when you look at the map.
On the
It's
east of Lake Erie,
what?
let me pull it up.
Yeah, just pull up a map. It's impossible not to see which one Superior is on a map.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Images.
Just load up Google Earth and you can.
Okay. Yeah, I was confusing Lake Ontario. Lake Michigan. Lake Michigan is, I would argue, okay. I mean, yeah, Lake Superior is the biggest.
It is
Or
the biggest.
has the
But
most volume.
yeah. It might. Yeah, it looks like it's longer, but so
Yeah, it's the size of a state. Yeah, I'm in Lake Erie, where I was. Lake Erie looks like it's Lake Erie and Lake Ontario look like they're the smallest. They also look like twins.
Here, I'll share. I'll show the Google.
I wonder. Yeah, they got islands in Lake Superior.
Yeah, they do.
They're actually visible.
Here,
Lake Erie, we have a couple islands, but Lake Superior has like some big islands.
so that other people can see. There, so Gamlar can see. I'll show you where the actual run is. So, so here's Minneapolis, St. Paul. Here's where I live, Brainerd, and then Duluth is over here at the tip. So you're actually running from Two Harbors to Duluth for the full marathon. So Two Harbors is here, I believe. So you start at Sanju, which is right here. So this is where it starts. Yeah, there it's even marked on it. Right here. So you're running basically this. So there's kind of like parallel highways here. One's a scenic highway, and then the other one's just like a regular highway. But you run all down this north shore here, along this, and then you get to. I think here's where it starts to really be kind of like you get into Duluth, and you run through Duluth. This stretch right here is just a dog. I hate this stretch so much. Like it's the one thing I hate about running this run. Then you get up into Duluth, and then you kind of go through the city, and then you end up at Canal Park. Which is this in here? Or no, am I looking at this wrong? What am I looking at? You end up in Canal Park, which is here. So you cross over this bridge or whatever one of these bridges. Maybe it's this one, and then you come around, and then you kind of end here at the deck. So, but it's a nice run because you're just like you're running along the beach or the shore the whole time. So, and it's mostly like wooded and really cool.
Well, good luck with that. You have until June.
Yep. Yeah.
you-
Like I said, I've done it before, so it's just a matter of am I gonna suck at it. I gotta make sure. I want to do better. I did like 5 hours and 18 minutes, which is I'm slow. I don't care. It's whatever. I'm middle aged and never been a really big runner. So people that are been doing it for years, they're thin. They just kill it. If I could beat my time, that'd be great. But I did the half, man, on there, which is basically half that run. My right foot was really sore by I think like mile 11 maybe. So
I got a YouTube. The ferrets in the trousers. I don't believe it.
ferret, like watched a video. It's a ferret legging. It's like, they put them in there and see how long they'll go until they like can't stand it anymore, I guess. I don't know if the ferrets just like start crawling up your legs or like start to like get really like scratchy or what they do, but it's a thing.
Things we do to entertain ourselves.
I think you should get into ferret legging. You can raise some ferrets and hold local ferret legging competitions.
Who would come?
Be grand champion. You just put it on YouTube. It'll be all the Instagram. Put it on Instagram, and all the Instagram women will show up, and then you could just be like, "I'm gonna put a ferret in your pants."
I'm sorry.
No.
No.
You don't want to put a ferret in some gal's pants. All right.
No. Be a mercenary. That's a hobby, is it?
Yeah, I think you could be a mercenary, or just join like a security group. You can go over to like war-torn areas, but they usually hire like ex-military. I don't know.
Like professional.
I don't know that they would just hire someone off the street. I don't really know.
Even if you're from like Baltimore or Oakland.
Well, not just anyone, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. You should look it up.
Credentials.
Think about it. You got how many more years of your life left? You gotta maybe you gotta find
6 months.
something else to do. start a. Otherwise, what the hell?
It looks like volunteer work would probably be the most suitable for me.
Yeah, I've thought about trying to do something like some of that because I feel like it'd probably feel good to help other people with stuff, but I still don't even know where you like unless you're part of a like a particular organization. I don't even know where you do it. Like,
I want to get laid, so I'm probably going to volunteer to do trash pickup at like parks.
hmm, they wouldn't think you're in like doing community service.
Yep, that's the motivation.
Just gotta, I don't know. I'd say volunteer with kids, although
Teach
I don't know if
cleanups.
I'd ever put myself in the position of volunteering with kids, like unless it's with my own kids. So I'd be, or there's a lot of other
You
adults.
have to have other people around.
Yeah, because I just it's one of these things where it doesn't take much for some snotty kid to ruin your entire life. Like it takes one accusation of
It's not
nothing.
even a snotty kid,
They
it's
just
the
don't like
parent.
you. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that'd make it exacerbate it. But yeah, one person doesn't like you, and it's over for you. So don't matter, what it is, how much you wouldn't do those types of things.
Or
People
it would
get
have to be
screwed up,
like
man.
you would have to have like mass surveillance.
Yeah, if you wear a body cam the entire time.
Nah, you gotta have like cameras in every corner for the entire duration.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
sad,
know.
dude.
Do what you should do is volunteer at a pet at a shelter, like a
Oh
that'd
yeah,
be
that's a
good.
thought. Those those
Animals are nice.
well, before they get to the shelter, I think
Well,
it's a
even at
prison.
well, even at the shelter, dogs are nice. They're always really excited to get out. And I
Have
mean,
you
there's
boarded
obviously some.
have you boarded your dog before?
Yeah, yeah. We used to board them all the time.
Okay, so when you would drop it off and pick it up, were those dogs nice or was it like a prison, like a
Well, they certainly
asylum?
didn't. Well, they certainly didn't like. They were glad to be out of there, but I don't know if that's because they were happy to see me or that it's just a different environment for them. Because it's like going
I
to a
understand,
different environment for a few days is
I understand that humans and animals are different. I get that, but I still think being locked up in the cage and 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 with a whole bunch of other animals locked up in cages and they're just barking frantically for 72 hours or more, I think that tends to wreak havoc on the mind.
yeah. But they let them out for walks and stuff like that and exercise and all that kind of stuff.
What,
It's
for like 10 minutes, 3 times a day?
yeah, and our dogs were always boarded together so that
Oh,
they'd
okay.
have each other, um but yeah, we stopped doing that when they get. I like forget about it because we've talked about getting another dog, and it's like, oh, but we couldn't do some things or whatever, and it's like, well, but if we got young dogs, we could take them pretty much everywhere, and then when we don't, we used to board them all anyways. It's like we could go do whatever we want, just board them. So I don't know. I think we'll probably get dogs again. I'm kind of like I wasn't sure I was gonna get dogs after our last one passed, but I'm just like, man, it was kind of nice to have a couple dogs,
Why
sitting
can't you just
around.
have one?
Well, I want them to have like friends or whatever so that they can play together. I want to actually what I want to do is get like two brothers that are puppies at the same time, and just get two of them that are brothers and just have them be together for forever. I
Mm.
think that'd be cool.
Is that not expensive? Double the vet bills,
Well, man, vet bills aren't that expensive, you
teeth
know.
cleaning,
Well, I guess it depends on
vaccines.
how, like, I guess it depends on your school of thought on how to take care of dogs. Like, there's people who baby dogs, and then there's people who have dogs. And like,
Well,
you
I
know,
learned that dogs need to have their teeth
you give
cleaned.
them their
I learned
bones.
that the hard way.
You give
Oh,
them bones. They clean their own teeth.
it's probably based on breed and genetics.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be looking at possibly like small black labs or something like that.
Why I gotta be black?
What? Because
Why can't it
No.
just be a lab?
Well, I guess
Or I gotta bring color into it.
yellow labs are a bit bigger though. I don't know. There are smaller black labs. Maybe if they're, I don't know. Maybe I might be
Oh, you mean
mistaking them for
Old Yeller?
terriers. I might be mistaking them for small like bull pit terriers or something like that. But
Old
um,
Yeller?
Old Yeller, yeah,
You didn't read
it's
that book?
something that no, I've watched the movie though. That's something that kids don't get today. I was actually thinking about that with my nephew, and my nephew understood, but I don't think kids will know. Like, if you like say just randomly like, "Oh, it's getting hot in here," and people will automatically think about that song or whatever.
Nelly?
Yeah, but I don't know if that new kids. I wonder if kids would be like, "What are you talking about?" So generational divide.
How does that
But yeah,
relate to Old Yeller?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Things that
I'm
kids
like,
don't things that kids don't know about today. Like, no, I don't know if they'll ever know the tragedy of Old Yeller.
well,
Like,
you watch those YouTube videos on like them surveying people out in public and giving them like basic high school trivia questions, and like
yeah,
they can't tell time on the clock, and they can't name a country in Africa or
yeah. What was it? Somebody said, ask a kid like, why is this telephone? They don't know. Like, this is telephone. Like, this is not telephone.
they're like, if you were born 12 years ago, how old are you?
If you
And
were
they're
born in
like,
12. Oh, yeah.
yeah, and they're like, oh, 14.
Well, that's almost like one of these things like it's just a mind teaser, right? Or like it's phrased in a way that makes you, you know, like, like, like here, like, okay, this one, pretend you're a bus driver, right?
Okay.
Pretend you're a bus driver. You go up 2 blocks. So you're on your route. You go up 2 blocks. You get 2 kids on the bus at that time, right? You go 2 blocks more north of that, you get 3 more kids on the bus. You take a left and you go 3 blocks that way. You get another 6 kids on at that stop. You take another left. You go a block. You get was it 3 more kids on at that point. You take a right. You go probably about 5 miles. Then you have a couple more stops, whatever. So, given all that information, what's the name and age of the bus driver?
You're asking me?
Hmm.
I don't remember you giving a name and age.
Yes, I did.
Oh, you said it at the very beginning.
I said, pretend you're a bus driver.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even hear that part.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of those things where it's like your mind's so busy with the problem, you don't look at the setup, and it's easy to not like. That's one of my favorite because it almost gets everyone every time.
Yeah, but these videos, they're not giving a 1 minute
Yeah, yeah,
discourse of a question.
yeah, yeah. It's a simple, basic stuff. Yeah. But although you don't know how many people they recorded that they didn't put up that knew everything,
Yeah,
right?
I did it. They never put my video up
Yeah,
when they
they only do the
interviewed
people
me.
that they find that are stupid. Not stupid.
Yeah,
Uh,
stupid.
well, they just might not be knowledgeable of these things. The education system failed them. They're too busy trying to churn out workers.
That's a separate argument.
Yeah, I think that's a thing for another day. So, all right, I probably should get going here.
It's been real. Enjoy your last what 4 days before you go back working for the man.
Oh, we'll
Surprised you
have
didn't
3
go on
days off.
vacation.
Well, I'm working today. I just not tomorrow or Saturday,
Okay.
Sunday. So, but Monday I will. Yeah, I mean, I could have taken today off and taken 4 days off and gone, but whatever. Yep. Have fun with your merge conflicts. So,
Yeah. All right, we'll catch up.
all
See
right.
you.
See you. Yep.
Bye.
Bye.